All right, let's unpack this. Have
Oh.
you ever considered the invisible security team working constantly behind the scenes on your network?
Hmm.
Today, we're diving into exactly that, exploring some fascinating technologies that act as, well, digital bouncers, preventing identity fraud right where your devices connect.
That's right. And we've taken a deep look at some detailed technical documentation on DHCP snooping and IP source guard.
The foundational stuff.
Exactly, really exploring the foundational layers of how they function. Our mission for this deep dive is to sort of extract the most important insights, helping you understand not just what these are, but really why they are absolutely essential for maintaining a healthy, secure, and trustworthy network.
Think about it. In a world full of digital tricksters, how do you ensure the devices on your network are truly who they claim to be? That's the core question we're here to answer.
It really is.
So let's kick things off with DHCP snooping. At its core, it's all about establishing trust for IP addresses. What exactly is it scrutinizing, and why is that so critical?
Well, what's truly fascinating here is that DHCP, which is, designed to automatically assign IP addresses, can actually be a major vulnerability if left unguarded.
Really? How so?
Without DHCP snooping, you're wide open to things like man-in-the-middle attacks where an imposter server could hand out bad IP addresses, or even just simple user misconfigurations that disrupt service.
Ah, okay.
So DHCP snooping acts as an intelligent filter, specifically designed to guard against these threats. It makes your network much smarter about who it trusts to, well, talk about IP addresses.
And how does it achieve that smart filtering? Does it treat every connection point on the network differently? I imagine it has to.
It does, and that's a critical distinction. It works by categorizing network ports into two types,
Hmm.
trusted and untrusted.
Trusted and untrusted, okay.
Right. Trusted ports are those securely connected directly to your legitimate DHCP servers. Any DHCP packets coming from these ports, allowed to pass, the source is known, it's trusted.
Makes sense.
Conversely, untrusted ports are where client devices connect. And this was where DHCP snooping really focuses its efforts, actively filtering traffic to prevent any, well, malicious activity.
So it's like having a digital bouncer at the club entrance, checking IDs, but only at the main doors, not the VIP entrance where the known DHCP servers are.
Precisely. That's a great analogy. Let's visualize this. When a client requests an IP address, that request packet travels to a network switch running DHCP snooping.
Uh-huh.
If that packet originates from an untrusted port and tries to do something malicious, say, a device trying to act like a DHCP server itself or impersonate another machine, the switch will just drop it. PFT, gone.
Just blocks it out, right?
Yep. It won't allow that potentially harmful packet onto the network. Only legitimate DHCP server replies, which must come from those designated trusted ports, are forwarded back to the clients. This ensures the integrity of the whole IP address assignment process. Our sources clearly show this, the switch acting as that crucial filtering point.
Okay, that makes sense for filtering traffic based on where it comes from. But how does the switch remember who's legitimate, especially as devices connect and disconnect all the time? Is there like a dynamic list it keeps?
You're hitting on the core of its intelligence, the DHCP binding database. This database is absolutely crucial.
The binding database.
It's essentially a dynamic ledger. It collects and stores vital client information whenever a DHCP lease is successfully granted. This includes the client's MAC address.
The physical address.
Exactly. The assigned IP address, the lease time, its VLAN number, and even the specific port number it's connected to.
Wow, okay. So quite detailed.
Oh, yeah. This comprehensive information is the key for verifying client identity later on. It creates a trusted digital footprint for each device.
So it's not just a snapshot, it's a dynamic record kept up to date in real time.
Exactly right. These mappings are learned on the client-specific port and, importantly, within the same VLAN as the DHCP server port. That adds a layer of accuracy.
Oh.
And the database isn't static either. It's dynamically updated. For instance, when an IP lease expires, poof, the system automatically removes that entry.
Cleans itself up.
Right. And when a client renews or rebinds its IP, the entry gets updated. It keeps the information fresh and highly relevant. Now, when it comes to deployment, DHCP snooping is actually pretty flexible. You can even configure it to work over a link aggregation group or AG.
Ah, like bundling multiple links together.
Precisely. Bundling multiple physical network links into one logical connection. This is often seen between, say, an access switch and a distribution switch. Provides robust and redundant security pathways.
Okay.
A key operational insight, though, is that DHCP snooping is typically disabled by default. So you, as the administrator, need to explicitly enable it.
Right, it's not just on.
No. But it offers granular control. You can configure it per VLAN, which is a really powerful feature for fine-tuning security. You don't need blanket policies. And these systems are designed to scale. They can manage thousands of binding entries across a network stack, ensuring robust security for even, large enterprise environments.
So really drilling down, what does this all mean for you listening, maybe as a network user or an administrator? It's about ensuring every device on your network basically has a legitimate ID card and an assigned seat, right?
That's it.
It stops imposters from getting in and causing chaos. It sounds like a truly foundational layer of network integrity.
Absolutely fundamental.
Now, let's explore how this foundational security adapts when your network gets bigger, maybe more complex, especially when your DHCP server isn't located right next door. Perhaps it's on a different subnet entirely.
Yes.
That's where DHCP relay agents and something called Option 82 come into play, giving us even more detail and making the network even smarter, it seems.
This raises a really interesting question, doesn't it? How does the DHCP server, maybe located across a campus or even a wide area network, know exactly where a client is physically connected?
Yeah, how does it know?
Option 82 provides that crucial context. It's a clever mechanism that allows the relay agent, the device forwarding the DHCP request, to insert specific, detailed information about the client's identity and its precise point of attachment into the DHCP request packet.
Okay, wait, so the relay agent isn't just forwarding the message, it's actually adding information to it.
Exactly. It acts as a messenger, but one that adds extra vital details before sending it on to the remote DHCP server.
Huh, okay.
So when a client initiates a DHCP request, the relay agent intercepts it. This agent then dynamically adds the Option 82 field, meticulously filled with client-specific details and forwards that enriched packet onward. This way, the server receives not just a request for an IP, but also vital location intelligence.
That's clever.
And crucially, when the server replies, the relay agent performs the opposite action. It removes the Option 82 information from the packet before sending it back to the client.
Oh, so the client never even sees it.
Nope. This ensures the client receives a standard DHCP reply without ever needing to understand the Option 82 specifics. It's all handled between the relay and the server.
That's incredibly elegant, like a special delivery note for the server that gives critical info but then vanishes before the recipient sees it. What kind of granular information is packed into this note, into Option 82?
It's a very detailed note indeed, and the level of precision is truly impressive. Option 82 itself contains several sub-options. The first is the circuit ID, or sub-option 1.
Circuit ID, right.
This is critical because it identifies the exact physical port or circuit where the DHCP request originated. It includes details like the VLAN ID, the specific slot ID on the switch, and the precise physical port number.
Wow, down to the port level.
Yeah. Exactly. Think of it as the client's verifiable street address within the network. Then there's remote ID, which is sub-option 2. This identifies the relay agent itself, typically by its MC address.
So who handled the message?
Right, like the unique post office that handled the delivery. And finally, there's sometimes subscriber ID, sub-option 6, which can be used to identify a specific subscriber or maybe attributes like their assigned IP, subnet mask, or even their domain name server.
That's a lot of context.
It really is.
Big.
The truly profound insight here, I think, is how Option 82 provides a digital paper trail. That circuit ID with its VLAN slot and port number, it transforms a simple IP request into a physical location stamp.
Which must be invaluable for troubleshooting.
Oh, absolutely. Not just for security, but for rapid incident response. Imagine pinpointing a rogue device down to its exact port on the network, rather than just knowing its IP address floating around somewhere.
Yeah, that saves a ton of time.
For sure. It's also worth noting that Option 82 is usually automatically enabled on a VLAN when DHCP snooping is active. They often go hand in hand.
Oh.
And while some network devices might, by default, just discard this relay agent information, administrators can configure them to retain and forward it. This choice significantly enriches the network's understanding of client locations, makes the whole security posture much stronger, much more traceable.
So with Option 82, it's like the DHCP server gets this complete digital fingerprint. It tells it not just who is asking, but precisely where they're connecting from. Think about how critical this context is. What's maybe a common misconception or a subtle detail about Option 82 that often gets overlooked?
A subtle detail often missed is perhaps how this seemingly small piece of information can dramatically accelerate troubleshooting and forensic analysis.
We touched on that, but yeah.
Right. When you have a network issue, maybe performance problems, maybe a security alert. That precise location data from the circuit ID can cut diagnostic time significantly. It's not just about preventing bad guys, it's about operational efficiency day to day. Many administrators might simply enable it because it's recommended, but not fully grasp the power of the granular data it provides for just keeping things running smoothly.
That makes sense. It's more than just a security checkbox.
Definitely.
Okay, so building on DHCP snooping and the context from option 82, we now turn to IP source guard, or IPSG. If DHCP snooping is that first line of defense, that bouncer checking IDs at the door, how does IPSG act as the, I don't know, the unwavering gatekeeper against IP spoofing, ensuring continuous trust after an IP has been assigned?
Yeah, if we connect this to the bigger picture, IPSG truly is the final kind of unwavering layer of defense that prevents IP source address spoofing.
Spoofing meaning pretending to be someone else IQ-wise.
Yes, exactly. IPSG ensures that only traffic originating from an IP address that perfectly matches a valid IP to MAC to port binding in that DHCP binding database we talked about. Only the traffic is allowed to pass.
Wow. Okay, so it's constantly checking.
Constantly. It's like validating the ID, the face, and the entry stamp all at once for essentially every single packet leaving an untrusted port.
Right.
And it relies heavily on that trusted binding information gathered by DHCP snooping. It takes that database, those IP to MAC to port mappings, and uses it to enforce strict rules. If any outgoing IP traffic from an untrusted port doesn't precisely match one of those dynamically learned or even statically configured mappings you might add manually,
Right, you can add static ones too.
you can. If it doesn't match, IPSG will simply block it, drop the packet.
Right.
This means even if a device somehow manages to get an IP address it shouldn't have, or tries to send traffic using a different IP address than the one it was legitimately assigned, it absolutely cannot. That's the core of preventing IP spoofing right there.
That is a strong lock.
It is. And importantly, that trusted binding database is often saved persistently, like to a file system, almost immediately. This ensures all dependent features, including IPSG, continue to work smoothly even after, say, a system reboot.
Oh, that's critical. So it survives restarts.
Yes, ensures continuity.
That's a powerful integration then, extending the trust beyond just the initial IP assignment. How versatile is IPSG in terms of like where you can apply it on a network?
It's incredibly versatile. You can enable IPSG on individual ports.
Just one user.
Yep. Or a range of ports, entire VLANs, on those link aggregation groups, the bundled connections we discussed earlier.
Right, the legs.
And even across multiple VLANs simultaneously. It offers really widespread protection. This flexibility allows administrators to tailor security exactly where it's needed, from protecting a single sensitive workstation to locking down an entire critical server segment.
And it provides continuous protection even across reloads, as you said.
Exactly. No interruption in security.
And it doesn't stop there, does it? I think our sources mention integrating IPSG with access control lists, or ACLs.
That's right. You can take it a step further. ACLs are essentially granular rule sets that determine what traffic is allowed or blocked based on various criteria like source and destination IP, ports, protocols.
The real fine-grained stuff.
Exactly. By integrating IPSG with ACLs, you achieve even finer control. It adds yet another layer of security to an already robust system. So it's not just a basic on-off switch for valid bindings. You can really customize what traffic is permitted, even from valid sources.
How does that work in practice?
Well, you can bind very precise access rules to ports or VLANs, specifically for source guard. This means you could, for example, say that users with a valid binding are only allowed to send UDP traffic for DNS lookups, and TCP traffic on ports 80 and 443 for web access. Any other type of traffic they try to send, even with a valid IPMP port binding, blocked by the ACL applied via IPSG.
Wow, okay. That's surgical precision.
It really is. It's about surgical precision in network security policy. And again, these systems are designed for scale. They can manage hundreds of entries per port and thousands across an entire network stack or device.
And you can check what's happening.
Oh yeah. Administrators have commands to verify which IP addresses have been learned, which bindings are active, and are currently being protected by IPSG. You get a real-time snapshot of the active protections.
So IPSG really locks down the who and where for every single packet leaving a secured port. It's truly about preventing any kind of digital masquerade and ensuring every device on your network is exactly who it claims to be. It really completes that picture of foundational trust on your network, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. It ties everything together.
What a deep dive this has been, seriously. We started with DHCP snooping, that first line of defense against rogue IP addresses and servers.
It's the initial gatekeeper.
Right. Then we moved on to option 82, adding that crucial context and location intelligence, especially for larger relayed networks.
Adding the where to the who.
Exactly. And we finished with IP Source Guard, the unwavering final gatekeeper against IP spoofing, making sure traffic really comes from where it says it does. It's a powerful, layered, and, well, incredibly effective approach to network security when used together.
The real power of these tools isn't just knowing what they are, it's understanding how to deploy and leverage them effectively to secure your network.
Great. The practical application.
Exactly. These features aren't just abstract technical configurations. They are critical safeguards. And they work together seamlessly, or they're designed to ensure the integrity and trustworthiness of every single connection. They give you peace of mind, they prevent information overload from malicious or just misconfigured sources, and they protect the very fabric of your digital communication.
It really makes you appreciate how fundamental these sort of invisible network guardians are, not just for preventing cyber attacks, which is huge, obviously, but for ensuring the very foundation of reliable and secure digital communication day in, day out. Consider this. How much do we just take for granted the underlying stability that these technologies provide? The stability allows us to connect, share, learn, work, whatever, without constantly worrying about who might be listening in or impersonating someone else on the network level. It's truly a silent, continuous effort that underpins, well, our entire digital world.
Well said. It's easy to forget what's happening beneath the surface.